Hey you guys, what's up? Today I'm going to kind of update you on how Disneyland went. So, as you guys know, if you guys watched my last videos, I was going with my boyfriend and our daughter. She is 2 years old, and so I bought a ton of stuff to go because I wanted to be like ultra prepared and make sure that we had everything we need to make it as comfortable as possible, which I'm glad I did. Like, there was a lot of things that I definitely needed and used that I bought, but I have some like tips and tricks for other things that like maybe you might not need and you might want to like pass on, because first of all, I did bring too much stuff as far as like extra bags and stuff. Like, I did need her blanket and I did need the ring sling that I brought, and those are some of the things. And then like her beanie we did use. Those are some of the things that I did bring and I put in that bag. But just having like an extra bag was definitely kind of a hassle when it came to like getting on and off like the tram that takes you from basically like the entrance of the park, like after you get your bags checked and everything, to the actual entrance of the park. So I would definitely say if you are going and you're kind of just wanting to go like super like easy and convenient, don't bring extra bags. Bring like one bag. Like, I'm really glad that I brought my diaper bag, the one that's a backpack, because that was really easy just to throw on and then like pick up your other things and get on the tram and then get off and then kind of like unload and unload basically. So tip number one would be backpack diaper bag, and don't bring excess bags if you don't have to. If you have to, you have to. And then definitely make sure you have somebody else with you to kind of help you like load and unload those things, because I plan on taking Nova to Disneyland in the future like by myself, and so that would have been so like that would have been just not good to take all that stuff that I did with her by myself. I would have just been like scrambling, and then you always have like really helpful people that are trying to help you, and you know, you just feel like, oh my god, sorry, you know, and I hate feeling like that. So yeah, so tip number one, don't bring too much stuff. Kind of condense what you really need, and then if you do need that much stuff, get a locker or something, you know. I also would not recommend leaving anything in the car. Whatever you want to bring with you into the park, bring it in from the beginning, because you can go in and out of the park, but every time you do that, you're gonna have to get your bags like rechecked at like the security check-in thing, and that's kind of a hassle because they want you to open up everything, which rightfully so, and I'm glad that they do that for like safety and all that. But I mean, when you just have like diaper bag with like snacks, diapers, wipes, stuff that's harmless, it's just kind of like, ugh, you know. So I would say definitely bring whatever you're gonna bring in with you in from the beginning, and just leave it at that. Another thing is, I bought an annual pass for Disneyland because, like I said, I plan on going multiple times and taking Nova throughout the year. So it's definitely beneficial to buy a pass if you plan on going more than, I would say, like, I don't know, even 2 times. If you want to go more than 2 times in the year, it's beneficial to get the pass, because you spend the money on the pass. Well, and 2, the passes go up by price. Like, they have like a base pass, and then they go all the way up to like crazy amounts of money. So depending on, you know, how many times you're going to go and what like level of pass you want to get is all going to be broken down differently. So take that into consideration as well. But like I said, I do plan on taking her to Disneyland now that she's old enough and she knows what's going on and she really enjoys it. So I bought the pass, okay? And so when we went this last time, it was the first time that I had used my pass. And so I bought our tickets online just to like fast track lines, waiting in line and stuff, which I definitely, it's going to be another one of my tips. I definitely recommend doing that. Definitely buy your tickets and parking if you can, everything online ahead of time, and then have it on your app. You can download an app on your phone, which will tell you like wait times of rides. It'll tell you like where the bathrooms are. It'll tell you all kinds of things. That's where you can buy like fast passes, well, the max pass, and make dinner reservations, all kinds of things on that Disneyland app. So definitely do that. It makes it so convenient and so easy. And so going back to the previous thing that I was going to start kind of telling you about is when you use your pass for the first time, you're going to go through like the main entrance where everyone gets their tickets scanned. When you do that, they're going to take a picture of you, and then they're going to want to also see your ID. So if you buy tickets online, even if it's a regular one-day ticket, they're still going to want to see your ID for that, because you're going to put the person's name in, and then they're going to want to see that. So you're going to definitely want to make sure that when you go in through the line, they scan the ticket, they saw your ID, and they took your picture. You go through the entrance and you're actually in the park now. You want to make sure, like, get on your app and try to buy the max pass, because my ticket didn't get, like, it got scanned, but it didn't go through properly. And so when we were trying to buy max passes, we couldn't, because everybody that wants a max pass has to be in the park. And it wasn't registering that I was in the park because there was like a glitch basically. And so that was kind of like a little bit of a bummer, because we had already walked all the way to It's a Small World, and we realized, oh my gosh, the wait for this ride is so long, and we did not want to wait that long with Nova. So I was like, okay, well, we'll do it we'll get the max pass and get a fast pass for this. And I couldn't. So then I was like, oh my gosh, I asked a cast member, like, hey, can you help me with this? Like, I'm not sure what's going on. They're like, oh, that's weird, you know, go to City Hall. I went to City Hall to get the pass kind of thing situated, and they couldn't help me, because when they were pulling up my pass on the computer, it was showing some other like little girl's picture. So it was like a whole thing. So then I had to go back to the main entrance and ask them like what to do, and like a cast member manager came out and he helped me, and boom, it was good to go. So just to like kind of cut all that rigmarole out, I would say definitely when you get through the gates, make sure you like try to log in and basically get the max pass if that's what you want. If you want to get one of those, do it right then, because like I said, mine didn't go through. It had a glitch, and that was kind of, it was definitely a lot of time trying to figure it out, because I had to wait in the line for City Hall, etc, etc, etc. So that's that. And so you know, for that, like I said, I would just make sure that you kind of get it going when you're at the beginning of the park, and then you can be like, hey, my thing's not working, you know, what do I do? And they'll help you right away. They're so helpful and so nice. So anytime you have an issue or a question or anything at Disney, if you ask a cast member, they're like more than helpful. They're so just overly nice and helpful that it makes it very pleasant. The only thing that they can't help you with is time, as far as lines. So okay, and then the other thing is, okay, so we went mid-morning. Like, we got to the park, I would say, like at 11:30. And I would say if you're gonna go with little ones and you want to stay for the fireworks, I would say go a little bit later in the day. I know that everyone says go like first thing when, you know, first thing in the morning when they open, but that is a long, long, long day. So we made it to the fireworks, but not in the park. So basically what we did is like, we just kind of went through the rides that we wanted to get to, and then we did all, you know, the shops and everything that we wanted to go see and shop at. And then from that point we kind of hung out for the fireworks, but it was just kind of, you know, you're just waiting at that point for the fireworks to come on. So we just decided that we were going to start heading back to the car, and then we saw the fireworks from outside the park, like on our way to the car, which was totally fine. I would have loved to see it like at the castle, you know, the whole thing, but we'll do that next time because I will, like I said, go later in the day to make it to that point, and it's not so much of like a wait where you're just kind of like hanging out waiting. It would be better if you're just kind of still checking out stuff, getting on rides, doing the whole park thing, and then you're like, oh, okay, cool, like let's stop because the fireworks are gonna come on, go check out the fireworks, and then go back to what you're doing, you know. And then another thing is that you have to remember that once the fireworks go off, it's a madhouse in there with everyone trying to get out of the park. So if you're trying to leave right after the fireworks like everybody else, prepare for it to be just like crazy. People walking down, especially Main Street, it's just packed because people are still sitting from the fireworks. And then you have like people in strollers and everyone's walking, trying to get out of there. And then you have everyone coming out of like the parking structures. So it's pretty crazy. Like make sure, you know, obviously that your toddler, baby, sometimes even kids take a nap at some point during the day because like I said, you know, it's a really long day for them. And Nova crashed out. She crashed out. I put her in the sling and carried her around, like wore her around while Stan went on a Star Wars ride. And that was perfect. Like he went on the ride and then I just hung out and was carrying her and holding her. And I just kind of hung out and waited for him. He went on the ride, came back. She was still asleep for a little while, but then she woke up and then we got some dinner and then cruised around the park and stuff like that. But it was definitely beneficial for her to take a nap because she was really good. Like she wasn't fussing, she wasn't crying, she wasn't, you know, throwing tantrums or anything like that. But she definitely could have used the nap, which she did. And she was like all back alive and just, you know, ready to explore and check everything out. So that was cool. I did not end up using the backpack, the anti-lost, I think is what they call those, anti-lost or anti-lose backpack for her. She did walk around a little bit and she was okay. Like it was busy that day when we went, but it wasn't like so crazy to where I was like, oh no. So, you know, we just made sure obviously to keep her super close and kind of let her have her little space and run around and get some energy out, and she was totally fine. Oh, this is funny. The Mickey Mouse goldfish, I did not, like I gave those to her, but she would not eat the Mickey Mouse little goldfish heads in there because they were red. So I put some on her little tray for her to like snack on and stuff while we were cruising around and she was in her stroller, and she like looked at him and then like ate all the regular like yellow goldfish or orange goldfish. And I looked back at her tray and there was all these little red Mickey heads left, and I was like, oh my god, that's so funny that she wouldn't eat them. I don't even think she tried them. So if your toddler's like mine and she's used to her little thing and she's a creature of habit, then maybe pass on the Mickey goldfish because she didn't approve. And there was one other thing that just popped into my head that I was gonna say. Oh, the snack container, the little snack dispenser. I totally forgot that. It was in the dishwasher and I forgot it. And total mom fail, me and my overpacking self forgot her cup. Like a simple cup of water that I always bring. So like we got bottles of water there obviously, but it was a little bit hard to give her bottles of water out of like just a regular water bottle opening. And so later on when we were in the park, I did find some Smart Waters that had the little like kind of tapered off like drinking spot, and those worked good. That was perfect. But it was a little bit like, oh man, you know, we like left and we got on the freeway and I was like, oh, I forgot her cup. Like, how could I do that? And so, you know, can't win them all, I guess, right? But okay, I think that's it. If there's any tips that I remember after I end this, I'll put them in the description below because that always seems to happen, you know? But overall, it was such a good trip. I loved taking her. It was so fun to see her reactions to stuff. Her first character meet was Belle, and her first ride that she rode was Dumbo, and she loved them. So definitely cannot wait to take her back. I am so glad that I'll be able to take her back, and I'm excited to be able to go multiple times this year. So if you guys have any questions, leave them down below. If you have any tips, tricks, ideas for me, let me know. And I will definitely see you guys in my next one.